All right. So let's get into the show.
Woo!
Bob's Burgers. Oh, and I haven't done this in a while, but today is the 3rd of March, 2015, and it's important, I think, to mention because this show is not only ongoing, but in the middle of a season. And I don't think we've done something in the middle of a season since, I think, Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bob's Burgers is a show created by Lauren Bouchard, who we've talked about before as the creator of Lucy the Daughter and the Devil, a weird little thing he did in between his two more better and interesting and popular shows, Home Movies and Bob's Burgers. Kind of getting all the weirdness out of his system to make something with a much wider appeal. He was also one of the two main guys on Home Movies, along with creator Brendan Small. And that show is probably my favorite TV show of all time. So, obviously, I'm paying attention to this Bob's Burgers show. It's also got a decent amount of shared cast, most notably H. John Benjamin as the title character Bob, who is Coach McGurk in Home Movies. And there are some other actors who show up here and there. And, actually, Brendan Small played a bit part in one episode. I think he's just one of the kids.
Mm.
It's a show on Fox on their Sunday night animation domination block. I think it came on to replace. Because I remember after King of the Hill left, the setup of that animation block is that it was The Simpsons and then 3 fucking shows by Seth MacFarlane. So this came in to add some fucking character to that block and wasn't super well received at first, because it took a while for it to find its footing.
Yeah.
I actually compare it kind of to Parks and Rec. If you watch the first season of Parks and Recreation having never seen the show before, you'll look to your friend who's showing it to you and I don't understand the big deal. This is just The Office again. And it took a while for the show to really find its foothold, which is to say, it's the anti-Office. It's really an answer to The Office saying, maybe you guys should not be such assholes all the time.
Yeah, the thing that made me pay attention to it was I forget which cartoonist it was. I think it might have been Natasha Allegri. Was every few hours would just tweet something like, "OMG, you literally have to watch Bob's Burgers, every single one of you. It's the greatest thing on TV." And I was like, "Oh, let me freaking check this out then."
Yeah, I first heard about it when Penn Ward.
That's what I was going to say.
Said it was his favorite show. Sorry, Nikki.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And that was back in season 2, when the show was just getting its stride. The first 2 seasons are very short. It's 13 and then 9 episodes. And then season 3 was 24. Longer than the rest of the series combined. The show is about a family restaurant in a kind of touristy town in coastal New Jersey called Bob's Burgers. Owned and run by Bob Belcher, his wife Linda, and his 3 horrible kids, Tina, Jean, Louise. And I remember the developers of the show saying, we wanted to do kind of an Office sitcom type show, but Fox's MO has always been family sitcoms, so we merged the two. Not Office, but Workplace.
Yeah.
Workplace is a better way to put it. And I think it's a great fusion of those two elements.
Yeah, because it takes the family sitcom thing, which in the past, all you literally had to say was, it's a family sitcom, and the gimmick is, it's a cartoon. So there actually is no gimmick. But Bob's Burgers actually has its own gimmick, and the fact that it's a cartoon is that's just the medium they chose to put it in.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps set it apart as something a lot freaking better than the competition.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, there's nothing to compare it to in what it's doing. The Simpsons is still going, but it's obviously past its prime and has nothing really to contribute to the...
And again, the Simpsons was the first where it literally just hey, it's a family with shenanigans, sitcom-y stuff, but it's a cartoon! What?
Yeah, and then the show is very much, again, sort of like Parks and Rec to The Office, the answer to Family Guy, saying, everything about you sucks. We're gonna take everything about you that sucks and make it great instead.
Yes.
I've heard it being compared to King of the Hill a lot, and...
I can see that.
Because executive producer Jim Doutrevi, Douterive.
I'm not looking at it, so I can't help you.
Dotrieve?
Doutry?
Roger Daltrey.
He worked on King of the Hill for nearly its entire run, and he's an executive producer for Bob's Burgers, so that might have something to do with it.
Well, I just equated it to, like, King of the Hill and Bob's Burgers are both, like, starring a dad who just wants a normal freaking family and shenanigans not to happen, and then, whoops, the world is not that simple at all. You have to deal with shenanigans.
In a way, it's...
oh, my God.
In a way, it's contrary to Simpsons and Family Guy, where it's often the dad who is the instigator for the craziness.
Yeah.
Whereas in this show, Bob is a mostly normal person in a world full of lunatics.
Yeah, but that's the good thing about Bob is he very much has his own personality other than, like, I'm surrounded by incompetent morons. He's very silly.
I like when he talks to his little inanimate friends.
He talks to things. He talks to things all the time. That's his thing. I love it.
I love him with the garden. He's like, "Oh, Bob, we're so thirsty. Oh yeah, you guys want me to give it? Yeah. Like, I love it.
I mean, the best example of that, and I think we'll come back to this episode because it's such a standout one, was the first Thanksgiving special with the stuff with Lance.
Yes.
Bob. Yeah, what's wrong, Lance? Can you turn on the light? I'm scared. Yeah, sure, buddy. It's too bright. The main characters of the show are voiced as followed. Bob is voiced by H. John Benjamin, who's right now actually pretty big in voice acting because he's got this and he's got Archer. Both
killing it.
Yeah, two very different roles with basically the same voice. Different intonation, obviously.
Yeah.
He can act. Like, he's putting on a different character, absolutely.
Yeah. And he's not a one-voice guy. Like, he does other voices in this show. He did other voices in other shows. Like, I mean, everybody knows he was McGurk in Home Movies. I think a lot of people don't remember that he was also Jason.
Yeah. And he always killed me as Jason.
Yeah.
Brendan, like, he's like, I think the line that stands out to me most is when, like, they're just talking about, like, I don't know, childhood diseases, and he just goes, I have eczema, and he just starts scratching the shit off his head.
I think that's in the first episode. He's going through all his diseases.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He lists, like, he's just a mess.
Well, the first episode, he wasn't played by, H. John Benjamin. He was actually played by Brendan Small, and for, like, the first few episodes.
Really?
Oh, I did not know that.
No, I told you about it. When we went back and rewatched the show, I was like, that's not H. John Benjamin. That's Brendan Small. And we listened to like, oh yeah, no, that's totally Brendan Small for like the first 5 episodes until they switched over to the other network and rebooted the show. Anyway.
Yeah, on this show, he also plays Jimmy Jr. and a couple of incidental women, like that one teacher.
Yeah.
And then next is Linda Belcher, voiced by John Roberts, which brings us to an interesting point of this show, is that most of the women in this show are played by men.
Yeah.
Because it's funny.
I remember when Bob's Burgers posted their San Diego Comic-Con videos on their Facebook page, and everybody commented and were like, where's Tina? Who are all these guys? Where's Tina?
I'm right here.
It's like, oh dear.
Yeah. Linda and Tina are both voiced by men, and many incidental female characters are also voiced by men. The only main female character to be voiced by a woman is Louise, who we'll get to in a bit.
My favorite.
Yeah. So,
my daughter.
John Roberts as Linda, Dan Mintz as Tina, we can say the breakout character of the show. I think that's
right. Absolutely.
And it's interesting because originally, for their proof of concept that they gave to Fox, Tina was going to be a guy named Daniel.
I'm so glad they changed it.
Yeah, that was the greatest decision they ever made in their life.
Yeah. Then we got Gene, voiced by Eugene Merman, who, for the second time in a Lauren Bachard show, is voicing a character with his own name. Because he also played the Russian kid Eugene in Home Movies.
Oh, wow.
Because Eugene Merman is Russian. He and his family came over here at some point. When he was a kid.
His natural speaking voice is more Gene-ish in Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Because I've heard him on Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, Star Talk.
Yeah, I mean he's got a pretty deep voice normally, but he can transition into Gene. No.
Yeah, like when he does like quips and stuff, he'll go into like a Gene-ish tone of like, "This is me doing a punchline."
Yeah, that's absolutely his punchline voice. And then Kristen Schaal as Louise, just absolutely killing it. Again, a very different role from Mabel Pines, but again, same basic voice. Just completely different intonation.
Louise is my favorite character. Yeah. So much.
She's actually my least favorite character.
Ha!
I think she's a shitty brat.
She is. I love her.
I hate it.
And then also getting top billing on the end credits is Larry Murphy as Teddy, a regular at the restaurant, local handyman, and strange person.
I love Teddy.
Yeah.
Local bachelor sad sack.
Aww.
That's actually most of the characters in this show.
Local bachelor sad sack.
Yeah, I mean, Teddy, Mort, Mr. Frond, Hugo. There's a lot of bachelor sad sacks in this show.
There's just a lot of sad sacks in this show.
Yeah, which is, like, we say that, there's a lot of sad sacks in this show, but it's overall a very positive show. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It warms the heart.
Yeah. It's... Basically, Bob has this restaurant where he makes burgers, and he's an incredible burger chef. He's like a genius. And he can't get this restaurant to work for a plethora of reasons, but basically, the only thing he's especially good at is making the burgers.
Yep.
He can't sell them, and his family isn't helping. I think there was a line in the first episode that was, I guess it was played for a goof, but if you think about it, really encapsulates the whole show. It's like, you're my family and I love you, but you're all terrible. And that really is the thesis of the show.
Yeah, pretty much.
He does love and care about his family.
But they're all terrible.
Yeah, I mean...
You can't rely on them for anything.
Drive me crazy.
Yeah. It's like I said in earlier that he is the mostly normal character in a crazy world, but like he absolutely has a tipping point and he reaches it in most episodes.
Yeah.
He's not much of a rock.
No.
Maybe through Act 1.
Yeah, and like it's always like at the end, just before the second commercial break, is usually Bob just going, "Oh my god!" and then it'll cut to commercial.
Yep.
That's another thing that I think makes the show very modern, is that, like, "Oh my god" is essentially a catchphrase, but it's not like something that they came up with. It's this thing that everybody said, but they made into a signature thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the way everyone says it. Because Bob says it, like, in a panicking voice, but it's not always a raised panicking voice.
Yeah, it's always just like, oh my god.
Yeah, there's exasperated, there's, like, quiet panic, and then there's, when it calls for it, regular panic.
Yeah. Dude, I love, like, you'd think, like, he's got such a deep, like a deep monotone voice, but he can just, like, whenever, in every role he does, when he goes high with it, it's just the most hilarious thing.
Sean Benjamin's voice is deceptively funny, because you listen to it and it's just like a normal voice, but the more you listen to it, you realize how inherently hilarious his voice is.
It just has so much character to it.
So much.
You can examine his voice.
So much texture.
Things you like. Oof, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Fine bouquet of noises.
Yeah. And everybody's performance is great, and like it's
killing it.
And like obviously a lot of the women voiced by men is like as a goof, but like Linda and Tina are, I mean, they're humorous enough voices, but like they pull that, like they play those characters pretty straight.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's almost unheard of, because I mean, women voice male characters all the time for a plethora of obvious reasons, usually because it's harder for men to do boy voices after their bodies were ravaged by puberty.
Just destroyed.
Yeah. But you almost never see it the other way as anything other than a goof. And here it's absolutely a goof, but it transcends that.
Yeah, to the point where people don't realize it's a goof and are like, "Where's Tina?"
Like Linda just sounds like my grandmother.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how she talks.
It helps that the cadence and everything about her is just so much like
all right,
a middle-aged, like, family
wine
woman.
drinking.
Fun mom.
Yeah.
A self-identifying fun mom.
Yeah. Emphasis on self-identified.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But as far the Belcher name, obviously it's a joke for the burping, but it's also a pseudo-French name, and Lauren Bouchard has this wonderful quote about the Belcher ethnicity. For better, for worse, we gave the main characters the name Belcher, so at least one of Bob's parents hails from some French or French-Canadian lineage. But in a perfect world, we'd have this show about a sort of Greek, Armenian, Italian, Jewish, German polyglot.
They're very swarthy.
That's what they come off as.
Yeah.
Because, like, Gene's got that line. It's like, oh, don't they make a cute couple? Yeah, if you like white people. Which, like,
Gene's responses to things other people say is his best strength of the character. We'll get into that. Yeah, I mean, Bob is super Mediterranean looking.
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm. They all are.
Yeah. Let's get deeper into characters, because that's the strength of the show. We've talked about Bob.
He also has daddy issues, which is
in the
Brony episode. It's like, no, it wasn't the Brony episode. It was the one where he goes to the burger conference. It was, people like me. I mean, kids like me. My dad hates me.
It's like, the kids, you like me. The kids like me. Teddy likes me. My dad hates me.
And we met his dad in the current ongoing season, who is also named Bob, because here's a fun fact: everybody named Robert is the son of a man named Robert. Everyone, look it up, Google it. Let's go into Tina, because she's one of the most like we said.
I thought we were going to go down the list.
Oh yeah, Linda. That's right.
Linda's my favorite character.
Yeah, let's talk about Linda.
She's definitely second fave for me. I love the shit out of Linda.
She's so great.
She's your favorite, Nina. You start.
Okay, so Linda is like just the biggest presence in this entire family filled with wacky characters. She's always in a good mood. She's always making a joke. She's always trying to be silly. She's always trying to be cool. She thinks she's the coolest, and she is pretty cool in her own weird way. She loves her family. She loves porcelain babies. She loves random cute things. She loves anything with the word baby in it. She's really generous and giving, but like in this it's hard to describe in this like sort of eccentric, like, I'm gonna take care of you sort of way. I mean, she's definitely like kind of the one that keeps definitely the one who keeps the family like together.
I mean, financially, because like they barely scrape by with the restaurant, and there's one episode where like Linda has a system of controlled check bounces to keep the lights on in the restaurant.
I mean, she's super devoted. She loves her family, even though they kind of stink, but she thinks they're the best people ever in the world. She always has something nice to say. She's always trying to look on the bright side of everything.
I mean, she gets mad, though.
Yeah, no, totally.
And that was the newest episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
That was really great. I loved that reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been better.
But, she likes her alcohol, and she likes gabbing, and
she's always the first, like, whenever somebody needs to stay in their tiny house, she's the first to offer.
Yeah, I mean,
she'll just talk straight through Bob's protestations for everything, honestly.
Yeah.
She can be a little
she loves singing.
Oh, yeah.
She's always singing.
Oh, my God.
I think my favorite piece of that was from the Topsy episode, where it's like, at the end, it's like, you could have gotten me to sing it. I would have sung it. Just like at the very end, the last two words, she starts to sing-song it.
She has more than one catchphrase, doesn't she?
Well, there's all right. All right.
All right.
She's not super smart.
No.
But who on the show is?
Yeah.
No, buddy.
This isn't a good. This is an American sitcom on Fox. Nobody's smart.
No.
There's no analog to Lisa Simpson on this show.
No. She just makes me laugh. She's just hilarious. Sometimes she does annoy me a little bit, but she is so damn funny.
The thing that she did that I disliked the most was when in the camping episode when she wouldn't let Bob die.
Yeah, me too. I was just like, God damn it, woman.
Please let that man diarrhea in the woods. Right? And then we got Tina, who, like we said, breakout character. A really interesting, like, feminist depiction of female puberty. In that, you know, the common thing that's been said is that, you know, she is very explicitly an answer to Meg Griffin. Whereas Meg Griffin is a punchline, Tina's like an actual character. The joke of Meg Griffin is, haha, stupid girls in their puberty. Whereas Tina's more empathetic. It's like, hey, remember when this was you and how rough and tough that was? Well, let's have some laughs about it.
Yeah.
So there's an attempt with Tina to actually appeal to human beings and not just
and it worked.
Assholes. And it works out great. She's 13? 12?
Yeah, she's 13 because she had a birthday episode.
Yeah, in season 1, I think. The Sheesh Cab Bob. Some of these puns, man.
Whew.
I love
This
them.
show's made of puns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It really is the backbone upon which it's founded. So she's super pubescent. She's in the throes of puberty and teenage awkwardness and all of that. It's a depiction of female, let's be frank, horniness that I can't say I've seen before. Where it's where it, you know, she absolutely falls completely outside of the horror virgin complex or dichotomy. What is that?
The virgin horror complex.
Yeah, where you know she's got these horninesses because you know
Horns, if you will.
I actually really like that. Because she's in this weird place in her life where she's basically just discovered sex or sexuality in any regard.
Yeah, she's discovered sexuality, but she's still like really not.
She just wants to like grab butts.
She likes butts and kissing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is really that's like a good half of all you need. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get the rest of the way.
She likes horses and zombies and combinations of butts, horses, and zombies.
And boys.
She
writes erotic friend fiction, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, that gets pretty raunchy raw.
Yeah. But, very real. I mean, fan fiction is a really big part of a lot of adolescent girls' like sexual awakening these days, and it has been for like since the internet, it's been a big contributor.
They gotta dump it somewhere.
Yeah,
they got all these pent up shits.
Now that you've got a character on TV doing it, it's like, oh, okay, it's not something you have to hide on some forum.
Yeah.
And she's voiced by Dan Mintz, who does a completely monotone performance throughout the show, which is apparently also when he does stand up, it's the same thing, and maybe also probably real life.
My favorite thing about Tina is that she can remain completely monotone while shouting.
Yeah,
that's hard.
It's a feat of nature,
and like actually super passionate.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Her catchphrase is which and it's a great noise that this guy came up with.
Yeah,
just
great.
Just this awkward, anxious, and sometimes panicked moan.
Yeah.
Not playing anything close to the vest.
No.
Yeah. But she's sort of the goody two-shoes kid. She's the eldest kid, the most responsible kid. Tries to do the right thing.
And still not super responsible, but she tries
Oh god,
to
she's
be.
miles ahead. those other two fuckheads.
Yeah, I mean, she's of the three kids, she is the best child that they have.
She does nothing with malicious intent, but you still cannot rely on her for a single thing.
Yeah, she's the only one who's like actually trying her best.
Yeah, and that's that's all I want, honestly.
Yeah, Gene can be said to be doing his own thing. Louise is trying to scam everybody.
Yes,
yeah.
Louise is attempting to take over the world.
But yeah, she's the smartest, I guess. I guess at school she does pretty well in school.
She's
not in math.
Great. She's not even that great.
Yeah, she's not that prototypical, like, it's not like a typical nerd where it's like, I'm socially awkward, but I'm super smart. She's got not much going for her. She's average all across the board, the poor thing.
Yeah.
But I like that. Like, she literally just had an episode where, like, oh no, I'm gonna fail math. Whoops. I'm terrible at math.
Yeah, well, I'm bad at math, and I was pretty good in school. You can be bad at math and pretty okay in school.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm not saying, like...
And then she was also in the home ec class, which Franz said was a remedial thing.
Oh, yeah, well... Whatever.
Yeah.
She cares about school. How about that?
Yeah. She does.
Like, there's the one time when Linda was like, oh, hi, everybody, how was school? And, Louise was like, oh, boring. Jean is boring. And Tina was like, fun. Oh, I mean, boring.
That's the other thing, is that she's so... like quietly desperate to fit in, even with her own younger siblings. That thing she does all the time, she'll make a joke that's so clearly like a joke that just didn't work and just immediately drop. Just kidding, we're not actually in this block. Or like when she tried to replicate Louise's hand in the candy bowl goof immediately after she did it, and everybody's walking away.
Yeah, poor Tina.
Yeah, like she has no comedic timing whatsoever. No intentional comedic timing whatsoever.
Oh God, yeah. But her lack of comedic timing is comedically timed flawlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
in the first episode, she said she was autistic, but her parents were like, "No, you're not." But
I don't remember that.
Asperger's, maybe.
Ah.
Who knows? She does sort of have a hard time, like, relating to other people.
Comprehending
social
cues.
Yeah, totally. And things that she thinks are cool, nobody else. Like, the one episode, the same one where she was in the remedial home ec class, she wanted to be the teacher's pet, and it's like, nobody likes those people. Where did you get the idea that would make you popular? Poor Tina.
Then we, moving on to somebody who has great comedic timing, is Gene.
And Gene knows it.
Yeah. Gene can be tremendously annoying, and I found that he's probably the weakest at holding his own episodes.
Yeah.
I super like Eugene. I like Gene.
I like him a lot too. But like, Nina and I were talking earlier, you go, Nina.
I flip-flop. There are some episodes where, oh man, Gene, you're hilarious. Like, he's so great with those lines. Like, he always knows the perfect thing to say in the middle of whatever the hell's going on, and he's great, and I love it. But then there are some episodes where he's just so incompetent and so weird and gross, and it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, this isn't even funny. This is just annoying. Like, oh, look, that's my back-scratching spatula. I'm gonna lean over and grab it for no reason. Whoops, I crumbled the black garlic. Oh, no. Ugh. And then when he took the bath in the beans...
I knew you were gonna bring that one up.
I was like, why? Why? I don't get it.
I have never not liked Gene.
Pops, you probably shouldn't have let the kids loose in your basement. Gene took a bean bath.
Like, that's a thing.
Yeah, there's an expectation. Or in the ambergris episode.
But no, sometimes he's so on point.
Yeah.
With the fucking... I loved his, Queen Latifah Halloween costume.
Yes.
I banish you from the state of Latifah.
And I loved the outside toilet.
Yeah.
One.
I mean, that opens up with him being super incompetent, but just hilarious with him dropping the flour.
I don't remember that part. I blocked it out.
So
I only remember the part that I liked. You'd think I don't like kids, but I really do like kids. I just don't like shitty kids.
Well, then you don't like kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're mostly shitty.
I know.
I think my favorite line of his was in the ambergris episode, when, Louise is starting to lose it, and it's tearing the three of them apart. And it's like, why couldn't that whale have pooped out 3 equally sized poops like I do? and then cut to commercial. Because like you see, you're in the middle of the sentence and you see where he's going, and then he just adds those 3 words at the end that nobody's ready for.
That's always always their humor. Like they take it further, but not even in the further way you expect. They just always up the ante in the slightest, most subtlest way that just punches you in the gut, and you got you.
It's super precisely written. Again, another way that it's anti-Family Guy.
Just sniping you with comedy.
More fun things about Gene. He's pretty talented, or at least he thinks he is. Or he's creative. He's definitely a very creative kid. He loves music.
No, sometimes he pulls off awesome shit. That song from Topsy was the real deal.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, the Die Hard musical probably would have worked if he wasn't the only one playing all the cast. So, like, he also has a predilection for gender bending, which is pretty interesting.
I was going to just bring that up, is that he's another kind of feminist character. The way I would put it is that he's completely unbound by gender roles.
Yeah.
They just do not affect him and
Not
his
really.
life whatsoever.
Nope.
Yeah, he's gone out for cheerleading, he's gone out for ballet, and for him it's never a thing.
Nope.
Yeah, he's doing like girl activities, and like he'll often, refer to himself as basically female. Like there have been times when I think he said that he's pregnant.
Yeah.
And he'll do like the sass talk, like, "Yeah, girl, you work it," like he just has fun.
Yeah, like that's like I've seen some like young boys sometimes do that, like when left to their own devices, especially if they have a lot of female influence in their life. Like that's a lot of my family. Like we're mostly women, and I see that all the time in the young kids. But then obviously when they get old, the moms are like, "You can't do that because the 50s."
Yeah. But Linda is so supportive of everything, so she really encourages a lot of that stuff, and it's so fun. I think I like Linda and Gene together, like, the most.
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
And then, like, then Gene and Bob is literally just like, Gene, no. Gene, stop. Gene.
Honestly, Bob's like that with all his kids.
Yeah, but, like, it's always, like, it's always this, it's Gene the most, I think.
Because Gene's making these jokes while people are trying to have a conversation.
Yeah. But but in the latest episode where he was just like, let's decide by seeing who has the biggest wiener.
The biggest ding dong.
Gene. The biggest ding dong. Gene.
I do like Gene. I mean, he really does feel like a real kid to me in a way, and that like sometimes he's annoying, but he's genuinely a good, nice kid. Like
he's a nice boy.
He means well. He's really kind. He's like really sweet. Like he's just kind of annoying sometimes, but he's whatever. He's what, 11? What do you want?
I would rather hang out with him than most middle schoolers. He's got a lot going for him.
Oh, totally. He'd be super fun to hang out with.
And then we got Louise.
Woo.
Who's something of a force of nature.
Yes.
9 years old, but like very much sitcom 9 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the shit out of her, so can I just do it?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because, like, the thing about her is, like, obviously, yes, she is very sitcom smart, but at the same time, a lot of it is street smarts. When it comes to actually knowing things, she's still literally like a child.
Yeah.
And, like, that's always where her shortcomings are. And my favorite episode is where... not my favorite episode, because I don't remember which episode it's from, but, like, one of my favorite moments is when she runs away from home, and, like, she was like, oh, man, like, when I was, like, 6 or however old, like, I packed... like an away bag for when I would have to eventually run away from home, and like she just like she picks up like a candy cell phone, and it's just like I was so young. Like she's just
it was
so
it was
adult.
When she was 7. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah. God, and like, yeah, because like she's so street smart, but she's still a child, so she actually knows nothing. So rarely can she back up anything she says.
Yeah. I just don't like her because she's so rude and mean and disrespectful to all the adults, and I'm like, if this was not TV, you'd get slapped. Like, that's not acceptable. The way that you talk to your parents is not acceptable, young lady. And it bothers me. I don't know. I'm an old fart.
I don't know. I guess, like, honestly, like, my family, one of the earliest forms of communication we learn is sass. Like, we just, yeah, like, I won't say we don't encourage it, but the problem is when our babies in the freaking Matucci family line first learn to talk and they get all sassy, the moms are always like, oh, that's so funny, lol, where did they learn that from? But so they never condition it out of them, and then they get like 5 and 6, and it's like, you need to stop doing that, but it's too late.
That's Linda. Like, Linda never tells any of them to shut up.
She never tells them to do anything. They're just her babies.
Yep.
But I do like it when Louise, like, sometimes she'll have these really adorable lines out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, like, she's cute.
Like, there was the one when they rob the train, where at the very end, there's like, ha ha, too bad about your chocolate. Now it's all on our faces and in our tummies. And then the other one was Uncle Teddy. When Louise came in, when Teddy was freaking out that Tina ran away, and she was like, Teddy, we're asleep. We're very little. We need to sleep. Like, we're very little children.
And then, like, but, like, honestly, my favorite episode, because I think it really just, like, if you need to perfectly sum up Louise in one episode, it's the one where her arch nemesis, whose name escapes me, first shows up and steals her bunny ears.
Millie.
Like,
no,
that, you
Logan.
Just get the,
Logan.
She's got
get
two.
The whole spectrum of Louise emotions, and that's one of my favorite episodes. I love it.
Yeah.
Because she literally just it's that Bugs Bunny moment of like, of course you realize this means war.
Yeah.
And I live for that shit.
Yeah, it's because you got this childhood vulnerability of her, like, never admitting but clearly displaying that the bunny ears are a security thing.
Yeah.
And then you've also got her going through these Machiavellian revenge schemes.
Yeah, but they're always so childish because she's a child, but
yeah.
she carries them with this gravitas that they do not deserve.
Yeah, and
so
she doesn't,
dramatic.
She doesn't admit that she's a little kid getting picked
Yes.
on, and she's just like, no, that guy's just a jerk, like, I'll show him. And it's like, she won't, like, admit that she's being bullied. Like, she won't stoop to that level because she has this pride.
No, so instead she calls in a gang of bikers to scare him to death.
Yeah. But then, like, and then her, I feel like out of all the children, her and Bob are probably they relate the most. I feel like, for how adversarial they can be.
Totally.
Them two in Carpe Museum were great.
Oh, I love that episode.
That's one of my favorite episodes because it also features a premiere of my favorite secondary character, regular size Rudy.
Yes, regular size Rudy.
I love him.
He's such
RSR.
a good kid.
Man, when I was watching the train robbery, and, like, they went into the juice caboose, and I heard the voice, and the beanbag was turning around, I was like, yay, Rudy! It's like,
My baby.
Regular, like the teachers call him that.
Yeah, I just thought the introduction was like, regular size Rudy. Why do they call you that? Just look at me.
Who plays regular-sized Rudy?
Brian Husky. I don't know who that is. He's in some other stuff, but nothing I really know. Yeah, he's just such a good kid. He just wants to be included and just wants to participate so much, and he just wants to make people around him happy at his own expense.
Yeah, he's all those and all the jokes about him not being able to breathe.
That's so real, but it's also so funny.
I know, it gets me. I'm like, how is this funny? And then it happens, and I'm like, oh my god, it's too fucking funny.
Some other minor characters. There's Jimmy Jr., Tina's crush, voiced by...
object of her affection.
Yeah, voiced by H. John Benjamin doing a voice similar to Jason, but older sounding. And you can hear the Bob in it more. Like,
and more of a lisp, obvious lisp.
Yeah.
Than Jason.
Like, when he's screaming, like, he's just Bob.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of weird. Yeah, he's known for his dance skills and his cheeks.
And I'm not talking about his face.
The ones that pull Tina right back in.
Yeah, I love the way that, like, his opinion... Like, Tina feels the same about him basically consistently through the show. But, like, his opinion of her keeps changing. Like, sometimes he reciprocates... Sometimes he reciprocates... Nope, still wrong. Sometimes he reciprocates her crush on him, and then sometimes he's just, like, trying to minimize their contact together as much as possible. Just like, hey, Jimmy Jr., hey, Tina. Just, like, really wanting to move on with his life.
Yep.
Have to deal with it. Or outward aggression to her, like in the Family Fracas episode. Your ass is grass and I'm gonna mow it. Leave me alone! Loves to dance, and again, because of the nature of this show, they never play that out. It's like something as an object of mockery. What the joke they come from, it's not that it's a boy who likes to dance, it's just that this motherfucker dances too much. He's always dancing. He's always trying to make everything about dance.
He won't stop dancing.
I just want to dance, Dad!
And I love it whenever there's dancing involved, like the animation frames just go up a little bit.
Yep, they make his
animation
animation super smooth.
There are moments in the show when, like, the frame rate doubles, like in the Christmas special where Teddy gets caught in the
I was
fridge.
just gonna mention that, like, I nearly spit out what I was drinking. I was like, there's too many frames! There's too many frames!
Yeah, that went up to, like, 35 frames per second.
To watch it, like, 5 times. I was like, whoa, I need to,
And there's sometimes when, like, characters are elaborately screaming that they'll do.
Yeah, like, really good mouth detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Jimmy Jr.'s best friend Zeke, who is a character who I think has become more likable with every episode he's in.
He is my favorite minor character, Zeke. I love Zeke to death.
I love Zeke too.
Yeah, voiced by Bobby Tisdale. I don't know who that is.
Come on, Jeju, let's wrestle.
Yeah. And like, you know what? He's a more kind-hearted, like, version of Nelson Muntz.
Basically.
He's like Nelson Muntz, there was always a lot of jokes at the expense of him being poor. And Zeke has the same kind of, like, weird blue-collar family structure, but it's always taken much more in stride.
Yeah, it's
like Zeke has no self-pity. This is what his life is.
Yeah, it's like,
And
man, I
sometimes
wish I had siblings to hug like that. Too bad my brother's 34.
Yeah. Yeah, like, he acknowledges that his life is kind of weird, but it just doesn't bother him.
Yeah. And, like, he'll have, like, these really, like, sweet moments sort of out of nowhere where you're not really expecting him to be, like, sensitive or...
Yeah, like, something
real.
just catches him.
In the Mad Pooper episode, where he's like, well, the first one was an accident, the second one was just for fun, then accident again, then fun, 3 accidents in a row, and then after that I was just doing it for you, Tina.
Yeah.
It's like, funny, oh, that's sweet.
Or the mascot thing for his grandma.
Yeah.
Super cute.
And, like, the weird self-awareness, like, in the Ice Dome episode, is like, I was able to push a girl, and not just because I liked her and didn't know how to show it.
Yeah, that's a lot of Zeke's comedy, is like being fully self-aware of all his actions.
Yeah.
But still doing it, I guess, just because that's just what kids do.
I mean, he knows who he is, and he's okay with it.
That's like everyone in this show. That's like the theme of this show, is just be who the fuck you are and enjoy it.
Yeah, I was about to segue from that to Teddy, who we haven't talked about much.
Teddy!
Teddy is a big dumb sweetheart.
Yep.
His voice is kind of teeters the line between hilarious and disgusting, and luckily it's it falls on hilarious, but like there's so much throat happening in there.
Bob.
Oh,
It's good.
You can't
good burger, Bob.
you can't do it. You're not allowed to do it. Fuck. And his voice actor, Larry Murphy, also voices some women. He voices Gretchen.
I love Gretchen.
You know, he's a really genuine guy. He's also like kind of dumb. Like there are times like Bob calls him to ask him to turn off the oven, and he's like, "No, slow down, Bobby. I don't get it. Like I'm not good in the kitchen with you, dude. It's just Teddy, you just turn it off. Hold on, I gotta write this down." And then he gets to the kitchen. He's like, "Oh, you just turn a knob." Bob made it sound so complicated. And like everybody else, when he starts screaming, it's great because everybody has a breaking point.
Yeah. But he tends to be pretty calm and collected for the most part, so when he does start screaming, it's like, Teddy!
I want to pay for my burger! Fish odor.
He's my other favorite.
They're all everyone's favorites. They're so good.
They're super weird, eccentric landlord. And it's not like eccentric in the way that you would normally use the term. He's just like really aloof and kind of like almost fundamentally detached, like on a mental level, from the workings of other human beings.
Well, doesn't he like own the whole town?
Basically.
He owns most of the town.
He's like a one-man mob.
Yeah. Bob, have you ever been in love? Well, I mean, I am technically. Hi. I think that might be my favorite episode. Is Indecent Thanksgiving Proposal. Any other characters we want to go through? Because there are other characters, but we would be here all day.
Yeah, we would. Totally. I feel like we got the health inspectors.
Oh, Hugo, voiced by Sam Cedar, who is also on Home Movies, and actually him and H. John Benjamin were in a comedy duo before they ever got into like TV or anything. He was the voice of Fenton Muley on.
Yeah. And I forget his partner's name. Ron, who voiced the teacher in Home Movies.
Who was also named Ron. And the voice, Ron Lynch. The actor is Ron Lynch. Everybody in Home
Mr.
Movies.
Lynch.
Yeah, many people in Home Movies just were playing their names.
Because most of that show was improvised anyway, so it's just easier.
Like Brendan's mom is Paula because for the first 5 episodes she was voiced by Paula Poundstone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you know,
but no,
John McGurk because it's H. John Benjamin. Ron Lynch is just Lynch. Brendan Small. Melissa Bardengolsky. Like I mentioned, Eugene was in there. Mitch Hedberg played a guy named Mitch.
Oh shit! Who did Mitch Hedberg play?
A guy named Mitch. The guy who was, I think, dating Melissa in that one episode.
We won't have anything to talk about for the Home Movies episode.
I gotta watch that again.
And then he was also in the episode with the cat, Alexandre. He did the eulogy. Are we done with characters for now?
Yeah, I guess for now. I mean, there's a ton of great characters. There's Ollie and Andy. There's Mr. Frond. There's Daryl.
Mort.
Oh, yeah, we would be here all day talking about all these great characters. We can't do it.
Nope.
So what are we going to talk about?
Mickey. Fuck, man.
Mickey!
I want to talk about the music in this show. It's really good.
Oh, I love it.
It is.
Yeah, most of it's actually done by creator Lauren Bouchard. I think a lot of Home Movies rubbed off on him, because that was all Brendan Small. Obviously, it's Brendan Small. But the musical humor is all very similar. It's like very silly songs that are phenomenally produced.
Jeff.
Oh my god, it took me a while.
Jeff.
Yeah, like the all the music from Work Hard or Die Trying Girl, the Topsy song, so much stuff. Like the season 2 premiere where they go to the Taffy Factory had that theme at the end, Taffy Butt, that was sung by fucking Cyndi Lauper.
Oh my god.
And Work Hard or Die Trying Girl, they got Carly Simon to do the reprise at the end.
Why didn't they have a little album?
I more so than any other show that I watch or that we talk about, I want a soundtrack for this one. I want this before Stevie U and Adventure Time.
Because there's like a song for every episode.
Yeah, after a point, they're like, we got to do a song every episode. We're going to play a reprieve of it over, or maybe reprise. I think reprise. Over the end credits.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. I want to just have them all in one place and just listen to them while I fold my laundry. It would be great.
My favorite song is The Mad Pooper.
The Mad Pooper. Yeah. Pooper. Or just... While I was watching today, like... Hot fudge car wash, yeah. From Best Burger.
Yeah.
Or Linda's fucking Christmas song for the, This season's Christmas special, the duet with Teddy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So please make that album a reality.
Yeah, and just like a bunch of little bits, just the little bits at the end.
I mean,
the little bits.
That
put it all
movie,
together. That's a full length album.
I mean, the album that they put out for home movies, like that has like 35 songs on it, and they fit it on one disc. Because a lot of them, they're really short. Most of them are about a minute long.
Yeah, they're jingles.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can add to the discussion that hasn't been said before? Because this show is insanely popular right now. Like, every single TV blogger blogs about this show.
Like, if it was any more popular, it would be Adventure Time status, where it's like, we're not even going to bother doing an episode. But, we should... Because I feel like there's probably still some people who are like, I don't know, man, Bob's Burgers, like, I hear about it, but I don't know. No, watch this show.
Yeah, you've absolutely got it. Like... And it's very much, comedy for smart people, but anybody can enjoy it.
There's some silly jokes.
There's
for
some
even
very
if
silly stuff.
Even if you're a dumb.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, like that joke with the insurance fraud where Tina recorded the guy's confession on the keyboard, and then the cops have the keyboard and they're listening for the confession, and they're just hitting keys, trying to find the right one, and it's just farts and dog noises. Like, very simple stuff. But at the same time, it also exercises an incredible precision of language, really good jokes, a shameless love for puns. You guys want to go around and give some of your favorites? One, again, I keep bringing up the Topsy episode because it's so good.
Sprouts, sprout it all out. Burger of the day is my favorite burger.
God, there's been so many, and half the time you have to remember to look out for it.
Yeah.
So like, I don't even have a favorite.
My favorite in dialogue was when that in the Topsy episode when Louise is ratted out by that other kid doing the Edison project. She's like, you son of a snitch! What's your favorite movie? Squeal Magnolias. And the kid just
yes.
And the kid just Warhorse.
I remember that one.
Or that's my porcelain horse, Horselin.
Yeah.
And then like The Simpsons, it's got the gags that change every opening, but the opening is thankfully much shorter. There's the exterminator van. There's the store next door. My favorite one of which is fucking Yada Yada Dada Jewish Surrealist Art Gallery.
That one's great.
Oh man.
Or the most recent one was A Ton in the Oven, Big and Tall Baby Clothes. And then of course there's all the special burgers, which are all puns that Bob is super pleased with himself.
Yes.
That's part of his whole life.
And apparently there's a guy who's like setting out to make every one of those burgers, and some of them look fucking delicious. I would eat at this restaurant all the time. It's also
Every
like
day.
super cheap. Like, you get this specialty burger for $6 goddamn dollars and a $4 beer. This is why they're scraping by.
But like, come on, man. Now I'm sad this doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I would eat at Bob's Burgers every day.
I know. Burgers, it sounds so delicious.
I would be right there, maybe 2 seats away from Teddy and Mort.
She's a super leak burger.
Oh my God.
Shootout at the Okra Corral.
God, hold on. What was the
sound in
one
the curry.
from his very first burger that he made at his dad's
teeny
diner that was a
weeny
little
yellow
car?
polka dot zucchini burger.
That was my favorite. That's one of my favorite ones because it's such a long walk.
Or Baby You Can Drive My Car. I forget what the pun was.
Baby, chive my car. Baby, you can chive
my car. Yes.
There have been multiple ones around chives. It's like,
I'm
don't,
sure.
Don't give me no chive. Oh, that was the only other one. Still.
Whoops. Oops.
There's even topical ones like blue is the warmest cheeseburger. From that
Whoa!
movie. Yeah.
Nice.
What episode was that?
Speakeasy Writer.
Dude, the titles too, man.
Yeah.
Everything is a pun.
Everything.
Not in seasons 1 and 2, but after that, they're like, we're going all out with these.
Full force.
There's also a comic book that's put out by, is it Boom? I think it's Boom.
Probably. They do everything.
Yeah, it's really good. There's there's 3 vignettes per book. A Louise friend fiction one. You mean
Tina friend fiction?
A Tina friend fiction one. A Louise, like, some kind of, like, mystery files from Louise. And then a musical thing by Jean. And then, like, an interstitial bits, like, a page of, like, a letter that Linda writes to a magazine, and it's usually about wine. And then, a little sketch piece of paper of Bob trying to design the next burger.
That sounds awesome.
I didn't know there was a comic.
Yeah, what I read is pretty good. I'm gonna wait for the trade because, like, I'm done with monthlies. I've mentioned this before.
I think we all are.
Do you guys know who voiced the talking toilet in OT the Outside Toilet?
Is this a trick question or?
The voice of OT the Outside Toilet
There he is.
Uncredited John Hamm.
Oh, I remember that. I remember reading that.
Yeah, Don Draper.
Nice.
It's like, I guess it's uncredited because he's like, I'm trying to win that fucking Emmy now that Breaking Bad is finally over, and I can't have it on my resume that I'm a toilet.
That's interesting that they got John Hamm, but they couldn't get Scott Bakula.
Oh, that was
the last episode. Nope. That was not Scott Bakula, because I guess he's doing things. I don't know.
Whatever. Lame.
Oh, it's already been picked up for a 6th season, and a bunch of episode titles have already dropped. The Haunting, Spray Anything, The Cook, The Steve, The Gale and Her Lover, Stand by Jean, Sexy Dance Healing, Gale Making Bobsled,
Oh, no.
and
Dear.
Sacred Couch. I love that Christmas episode. Is like they're saying what they want. Louise wants an apartment. Jean wants the Jamaican bobsled from Cool Runnings, and Tina wants a dry erase board. It's like, kids, I don't think we can afford any of that stuff. Not even a dry erase board. Yet, no, Tina, not a dry erase board.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so, wrapping things up. This is absolutely one of our favorite shows, and it is entirely required viewing.
Yes.
Some of the stuff we talk about, it's like, you might like this, we like it, maybe you will too, but you don't need to watch it. You need to watch this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
How you had a conversation with anybody at work in the past 3 years?
Yeah. And, you may not feel it if you start from the beginning, but, right away, but stick with it, and then if you go back to season 1, you'll really dig it. Once you get
you
an
can
idea
pick this
of
up
what the
right
show's-
now.
You can go in wherever.
Yeah,
There's enough continuity in the show where they'll bring back characters and stuff, but you can jump in wherever.
Yeah.
It takes you 5 seconds to glean through context clues what everybody's deal is.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a family sitcom.
Yeah. I think great places to start would be Topsy or Carpe Museum, 2 of my favorite episodes. But and you can start, or any of the Thanksgiving episodes, which are money. They are cash money. Every one of them has at least one completely transcendent, glorious moment, and they're all Bob-centric.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving is Bob's time.
Yeah.
What are all the moments?
In the first one, it was the Totoro bit.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, Totoro turkey.
Yeah, like they're on top of the Thanksgiving tree. He's like playing the flute, and he looks to Linda. It's like, this is weird.
I love how they picked
This is weird, right?
one of the weirder moments from it, because they didn't do the cat bus. They did the part where they like tried to make the trees grow.
Yeah, the tree grow dance. In the second one, which was Turkey in the Can, it was the stuff with Bob and the butcher.
Oh gosh, that was great.
Yeah, which is like, there's so many gross bad ways that a shittier show could have gone with that, and they went in the best possible direction. It's like, oh, maybe I'll call you. Oh, who am I kidding? You're out of my league. Yeah, like Bob is heteroflexible at the least.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm straight, mostly.
I'm just so sick of Tony and his dancing. I don't know Tony, but I'm sure his dancing's great. And then in the most recent one, there was a part where he's talking to the turkey baster alone in the kitchen.
Oh, turkey baster. I loved how Mickey was in that one.
Yeah,
I love Mickey.
Yeah, Bill Hader is Mickey, the friendliest career criminal.
I like my man Daryl, because he's voiced by my other man Aziz Ansari.
Yeah,
that's my fave.
Daryl's pretty great.
I also like how they've started to do those like 3 vignette type episodes.
Yes. I love anthologies.
Yeah, which something that The Simpsons has done a lot to great effect, and these guys are getting in on that pie because they're replacing The Simpsons.
Yeah,
that's really what it does feel like to me. That this show.
But it's like, it almost does it like, but it like at the same time, like I want to say that, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? Like I don't even want to compare it, because like Bob's Burgers isn't a sitcom. It's a real show. It's a show with a premise that I enjoy. It's not just like, this is a family. Here's how much they don't like each other. Watch the shenanigans every night at whatever time, an hour before Central.
But the Simpsons liked each other.
No, well, like
they loved each other.
In between strangling, like I was making a goof, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and
I just sort of when I sit down to watch it, it just
family dysfunction is the point of all of these primetime and sitcoms.
This is such a dysfunctional family.
Yeah,
but this is both the most dysfunctional family and also the most like love each other family. Like even when they're being dysfunctional, they'll still be like, "Oh, what? Yeah, no, I like that's my sibling or that's my child or that's my parent. Like I still totally love them."
Yeah, the kids always put their not always, but very often put their asses on the line for each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like even like while they're shitting on each other, they're still like, "Yeah, but you know, like that's our thing. Don't fuck with my freaking sibling."
Yeah. But I don't know, when I sit down to watch it, I do sort of, whenever I've finished, I sort of have that 5 o'clock afternoon, I have nothing to do, I'm going to turn on the TV and watch a show feeling when I watch it. When I watch it, I'm like, I'm not so like engrossed in, I'm like, this television is like the most important television. It feels like regular television, but in the best way it can be. Yeah.
It's the best, like, couch TV, just watching something.
Yeah.
Thing.
You can watch seasons 1 through 3 on Netflix. Season 5, you can watch all of it on Hulu Plus. Only the most recent 5 if you don't have Plus. Please watch
Fox's website has some episodes, and Adult Swim has some episodes.
Adult Swim shows reruns of earlier seasons. Watch this show, support it as much as you can. We need this show. We can get 12 seasons out of this fucking show.
Easy.
Oh, totally.
My other favorite song is Buckle It Up, Buckle It Up, Buckle It Up or You'll Die.